Greg Wright's up again, just for fun. It's just an exercise day for you, buddy.
Congratulations, Greg. Wonderful day.
Absolutely. Good
Would
morning.
you call it a trifecta? Hat trick?
Yeah.
Good job.
Absolutely. So, David, how are rates doing?
Rates are going up. Yeah. How's that? What's that London Properties? Just for once, we'd like to see this happen, but
Yeah.
they are going up. The bond market is not having a good time. The stock market is doing great, and usually, whatever way the stock market goes is the way the interest rates go.
The other way.
Stocks are going up, interest rates usually go up.
That's true. So, hopefully things will correct a little bit, but, we're starting to believe that maybe historical low interest rates are kind of in our rearview mirror. We may not be returning back down to 4% or the upper 3% anytime soon anyway. So, but you know what? It's all a matter of perspective. I talk to borrowers on the phone, and I'm telling them, Jack, went up from 4.5 to 4 3/4, and oh God, well, it could be worse. The average 30-year fixed interest rate over the last 40 years is, what would you guess it is?
6.8.
Close, 7.3%. Okay, so hey, let's put it all in context. Let's look at the big picture, and let's remind our clients and our buyers that, hey, even though rates have gone up a little bit, they're still great rates, okay? And let's keep that positive message, in front of our people so that, they don't kind of think the sky is falling, all right? I think that's real important. So anyway, what else is new? We were talking a little bit.
Appraisals.
Yeah.
We were talking about appraisals.
We talk a lot about appraisals.
Everybody here to pay attention to this. If you are buyer side or seller side, this is really important.
Yes. First of all,
pause for dramatic effect. Okay.
All right. Now, the power and water.
Where do I get this stuff?
I don't know. You got to have that on before the appraisers go out there. Okay, it's real important. So whether you're the listing or selling agent, work together. Make sure that PG&E is turned on. Make sure the water is on before the appraisers go out there.
Do you know why that is? Because if you don't have it on, the appraiser can't check certain things. They have to go back out, which delays the appraisal. Not to mention, there's a $125 charge to go back out
again. So.
Yes.
And the water heater has to be lit.
And the water heater has to be lit. That's excellent. Yeah, you can't just turn this stuff on and expect it all to start functioning, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Section 10 on the purchase contract, paragraph C, I believe, states that the seller will provide all utilities to remain effective to the close of escrow.
That's great. Section 10, subparagraph C.
Addendums I've ever seen has never overruled that. So.
Is that a box that has to be checked, Daryl?
No.
It's a standard language.
It's on the new.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's required.
States it has
But.
to be on. So all you got to do is remind the listing.
Thank you.
Remind them.
Yeah.
That your REO did not override that. It's mandatory.
Right.
Greg.
Yes.
Can I add a little bit? And I just went through this learning lesson yesterday on a HUD, still dealing with it today. A HUD home, they turn the power on. The listing agent doesn't have to turn the power on. HUD homes reflects that where the agent doesn't have the authority to turn the power on. That's only on HUD. And so I thought it was like a foreclosure myself, so I just ran with the power was going to be on. So I went through my home inspection yesterday. The power was off. So I called PG&E, and they have to have a letter from an outsourced company that HUD deals with. This one's in Florida. You have to sign it. You have to send a $150 cashier's check that says it's refundable if the buyer actually re-winterizes the whole house and they inspect it, and you pay for the inspection. You have to have a licensed plumber there. So you're basically giving up $150 just to do the home inspection. You still pay for the home inspector to get the PG&E on. Then the buyer has to put it in his name and pay any funds accordingly to PG&E also.
Isn't the double standard just so obvious there? FHA requires this stuff to be on, but if a FHA house goes into foreclosure, becomes a HUD foreclosed house, they don't have to turn the power on.
And
That's
the thing
great.
Is, it's very difficult because you have to have the power on to do a complete
Absolutely.
Inspection.
home inspection.
Yeah.
So we're having to deal with that now. Of course, the buyer's disgruntled, but it's his choice if he wants to pay it or he doesn't want to do the home inspection.
Yeah.
One way or the other. But just so you know, up front with HUDs, you guys, you're gonna eliminate that right away. You're gonna have to tell your buyers right away. If we do this to get a home inspection, the power will be off. You'll need to turn the power on.
Okay.
There are
Now, on a HUD home, appraisal's already done. So, you know, it's not an issue of, you know, having the power and utilities on for an appraiser, because HUD provides the appraisal. But for your home inspection, which isn't required by the lender, but highly recommended, obviously, that your buyers do that. So thanks for sharing that, because that's important for all of the agents to know out there.
In that same light, that we see this happen all the time, minor repairs that could have been taken care of before the appraiser goes out are not done. And I understand most contracts are written as is, but what does that mean? As is, subject to inspections, subject to appraisal. So it doesn't mean the seller gets a free pass necessarily, or that these things won't have to be repaired before escrow closes, but simple things like, you know, electrical switch or plugs that don't have the cover on them.
Right.
Smoke detectors that don't work. These are just nickel and dime things that can be taken care of and should be taken care of. What about mold, Mike?
Oh,
The
yeah,
M-O-L-D, the four-letter word,
we
mold.
like to avoid the M word big time. That'll kill a deal quicker than you can imagine. So, you know, if you see a little mildew, you know, a little water and a little bleach, you know, a little shot and a little wipe down, how much can that cost? But boy, it can save your deal.
Once the word mold shows up anywhere that the underwriter sees, they're most likely going to call for a mold abatement process, which is $5 grand or more, depending on the extent of the mold. You have to have licensed people with the hazmat suits and
Yeah,
you
it's
know,
ugly.
do all that remediation work, and it's just not good. So mold, anything that looks like mold, have it taken care of before the appraisal.
Look for the easy stuff, you know, try to take care of it. But having said that, please be careful. You know, we don't want buyers going in and doing things. Obviously, sellers, especially if they're REOs, bank-owned properties, can be very, very touchy about unauthorized work being done for liability's sake, obviously. But you know, we don't want you to go in and do something that might jeopardize your transaction either. But to the extent that you can get the seller's approval to get in there and knock out a few little things, please do it. It's going to save time. It's going to save money in the long run.
All right.
Okay.
I think we're getting the hook back here, so it is time to go, Mike.
All right. Have a great day, everyone.
Have a great week.
All right, Mike, thanks for bringing something up. But first of all, on